Hey there, YouTube, and welcome back to the Freedom Couch. It's been a minute. I know some of my older viewers may remember some videos that I've done from this couch. I took those videos down a long time ago, and I'm bringing my firearms content back. Last video I did was the first initial shots of my Winchester SXP, the trench version of it. So I had to talk about that specific shotgun in itself. It's right here. It's inside my Voodoo Tactical shotgun sheath. Pull that out, set this aside. Now, what exactly is this specifically? It is a 18-inch pump action, 12 gauge. And for all those on there screaming about, oh, we gotta make sure the gun's clear. Yes, the gun's clear. No ammunition in it. So what is this exactly? Well, essentially, this is the SXP, which is a modernized, updated Winchester 1300 with a few, say, quality of life features over the 1300. Maybe one negative, being that the receiver itself is aluminum and not steel like the old 1300s are, but the receiver, I don't know if you're able to see it, the receiver itself is drilled and tapped for optics or pick rails, what do you want to put on it. And I went with the trench version because I didn't want polymer, I wanted the actual wood. Not that it really matters, but aesthetics. It was either this or one of the Winchester Defenders. So I went with a bit more traditional classic look and got the beechwood forend, stock. It's got this really nice Invector foot pad on it. It's got cross bolt safety on it, which is nice. The action release is back here, so basically my main hand, I can pop it with my thumb and unlock it. Makes it nice, quick, instead of having to reach further up or, you know, some awkward positioning. I find the action release in a nicer spot here than one of the other shotgun brands out there. It's got the front bead sight on it. It's a fully chromed barrel. Again, gun is unloaded, so I don't know if you'll be able to show it, but it is a chrome barrel and chamber. I don't know if I'll be able to show it. Maybe a little bit in there. It's 5 in the tube, 1 in the chamber of 2 3/4, and I believe it's either 3 or 4 in the tube with 3-inch shells. I haven't ran it with 3-inch. Honestly, I don't really see the need to use 3-inch, but we might play around with that one day just to see how it does. This shotgun uses the inertia assist, so essentially when you go to shoot it and your body and everything is moving back, bolt stays locked, and then as you start to stop or slow down and stop from the recoil, that's when the bolt itself starts to unlock when pressure and everything in the barrel is subsiding and you're starting to fight back against that recoil. It unlocks that bolt. Makes it fast, because really all you gotta do is finish the action of loading the next shell, or if you're using a hot enough load like I did in my previous video, it'll actually eject that shell on its own. I demonstrated that one hand shooting it. That was Hornady Critical Defense full power buck at 1600 feet per second. Nice shooting stuff too. This particular shotgun here has the heat shield over it. Not really something that you need, but I appreciate it because it has the trench vibe. The only thing really missing to be a true trench gun, well, fortunately no bayonet lug, but that can be fixed. There are adapters I can put on here to mount one. And no slam fire, unfortunately. Something legality, slam fire, no bueno, I guess. But this is a pump gun that is fast enough to where you can kind of make up for not having slam. The length of pull on this shotgun is a little shorter than other shotguns that I've shot. I believe it's like 13 and a quarter inch length of pull. Most of them tend to be like 13 and a half or 14 inch. Which for me, being a little bit smaller in size, actually works out in my favor. Winchester says this shotgun comes in at 6 pounds, 8 ounces. I actually find this probably closer to 7.5 pounds based on how it feels versus, let's say, my younger brother's Citadel, which actually is about a 6.5 pound shotgun. As of right now, this shotgun is completely stock. I do have a few things I would like to do. One of which, I want to change out the bead for a fiber pipe. In fact, I actually have one on order from High-Vis. It's a combination fiber with tritium behind it. So it self-illuminates that fiber in low light, which is a nice touch. My home isn't exactly pitch black at night anyway. There's always a little bit of light, but any help on illumination for that fiber would be nice. So basically the sight, I'm looking at Nordic components for a +1 to take this to 6. I want to keep it fairly flush with the barrel or close to flush with the barrel. So it'll be 6 +1. You could always enjoy one more round in the tube. More usable, 7 overall. Let's see. So why did I pick the Winchester SXP over, let's say, a Mossberg 500 or a Maverick 88 or a 590 or any one of the Remington 870s or even some of the cheaper Turkish guns like the Citadel or Radical Firearms? Not the Texas-based Radical, but the Turkish-based Radical. Or, any of the Turkish-made shotguns. Yes, I know this is made in Turkey, but it's owned by FN. So it's produced in Turkey, gets shipped to Utah for the QC, and it's held to FN standards. So I actually trust that this is a reasonable quality shotgun here versus, let's say, an SDS import or any of the Turkinelli type shotguns out there. In fact, the Stevens 320 is actually a Chinese clone of the SXP. The bolts are actually interchangeable, funny enough. So, back to the question, why did I choose this over, let's say, a Mossberg? I actually like the crossbolt safety over a tang safety. I find that as far as safeties go, the tang is sometimes a little easier to knock off versus a crossbolt, which actually you have to press it and you get the positive. Of course, dominant finger, right side, press it, red is dead. So, ease of operation there, press it, gun's hot, the thumb is on the other side, got the action release. So it's just personal preference for me. It's not like it's any more reliable or unreliable than in any of the other two big brands. It's anything, it's probably just as reliable. Theoretically, because of the rotating bolt twisting as it unlocks, it might be more reliable in the event that you have a hard to eject case, just because it twists and helps break that free. But being that it is a chrome chamber, already aids in reliability there, because it's clean, smooth. in that previous video at the range, I did have one failure to feed, but again, it was the first 10 rounds that we put through it, and I'm still kind of getting used to how the inertia system actually works. Now, I will be honest and tell you that I don't exactly have the most shooting experience with shotguns. I have shot 12 gauges in the past, and I got a lot of firearms experience from the military or friends that have big collections of guns, or just people that I know or acquaintances I met through friends with large personal collections, and was allowed to go shoot pretty much whatever they had. So, like, I'm no stranger to shooting a shotgun, but as far as owning one, this is my first. I'll be the first to admit that. So, what shotguns have I fired in the past? Well, as far as immediate family goes, there's my brother with his Citadel PAT-12, which is another Turkish gun. I believe that's 3 or 4. I forget the exact round in the tube on the shell count on the tube there. That's a lightweight shotgun for sure. It definitely goes bang every time you pull the trigger, so you got a good one, I guess. I've shot another friend's Mossberg 500. I've shot a 590. I've shot a Saiga 12 gauge. That was an interesting and fun one. Would love to get a hold of a Saiga down the road one day. We'll see how things play out. Let's see, what else have I shot shotgun wise? I've shot the 870. Honestly, that's about it. And it wasn't like high round count days on those either. It was, a handful of boxes. So we were between 20 to 50 shells through those. So again, I don't have the most experience with shotguns. The majority of my weapons experience is rifle, machine gun, and pistol. And I say machine gun because I was a machine gunner in the military outside of my primary MOS, which I was a 91 Bravo, and if you don't know, that's a wheeled vehicle mechanic. But my combat role, I was a machine gunner. So I have experience with the M2, the M240 Bravo, and the Mark 19. And while technically not a machine gun, the Mark 19, it is an automatic belt fed like a machine gun, so I'm kind of counting it. As far as pistol goes, I've shot a variety of them. I qualified expert on the Beretta M9, and I carry an M18 every day, so I'm no stranger to firearms. And I've been shooting fairly regularly since 2010, so 14 years. I have shot firearms before that, but not nearly as regularly as I do nowadays or during my time in service. So, what do I think of the SXP in general? Well, I like it. I find that it shoots quite smooth compared to 500 or even the 870. It's a little heavier than, let's say, a Citadel, that's for sure. Thicker barrel there, wood furniture. It's going to add to weight, which does help with recoil. I find using the bead sight on the SXP versus, let's say, the 500, I can track my target a little easier on this. I'm more accurate with the SXP than I was with the 500. That might be due to like the pull being a little shorter, and I'm able to actually properly line up behind it, or I don't know specifically. I just found I was more comfortable shooting the SXP over pretty much any of those other past shotguns. I know a lot of people complain that the trigger is a little heavy on the SXP, and while I don't have another shotgun next to me to compare it to, I would have to say it's probably about an 8-pound trigger, which might be a little on the heavier side, but to my finger, I don't have a problem pulling this one. So yeah, all in all, I'm liking it. I want to get more rounds through it, and it patterns quite well as well. But then again, I wasn't using cheap buck. The Hornady Critical Defense and the Hornady Black, which I have a bunch of that now, actually use the Versatite wide. It's kind of like Federal's Flight Control. So at 15 yards, with no choke in this thing, it shot a 8 pellet group about the size of my hand. And for reference, from the base of my palm to the tip of my middle finger here is only about 5.5 inches. 5.5, 6 inches. So that gives you an idea. And, you know, I'll also admit, I'm short. I'm 5'5". So, it is what it is. I'm not complaining. Another fun fact is my wife actually enjoyed shooting this one more than my brother's shotgun. Not sure what to make of that. Maybe it's because of the weight of the gun. Who knows? It is what it is. We'll have more content on it. I'll also do more videos with this particular shotgun with whatever upgrades I do. Like I said, I have that fiber front sight. I would like to get the Nordic components +1 and the low drag follower. Not sure if I'll need the spring or not. I'll order one just in case. See how it runs with the stock spring with the +1. If it feeds fine with that, we'll run it. If not, then I'll throw the extended spring in there. Definitely with the low drag follower. The one thing with this though, to put the extension on it, I will have to grind the tabs off on the inside of the mag tube there. I want to get those nice and smooth and clean and run that +1. I have considered throwing a red dot on here. I do have one that would work, but it's currently sitting on my SBR right now. It's a Sig Romeo 5. And if I do that, I definitely would have to make sure that my sight alignment is correct. And I'm kind of debating if I should actually put the dot on here. I don't think I really do. I'm debating. I'm not sure how I want to do that. Might just do the fiber front, call it a day. Get a S-Tac shotgun cards for the side or something. I would like to get the OD green, but S-Tac has discontinued their OD green. That's a bummer. So I may end up doing the multicam instead. But I wanted the OD green because the SXP on the gun itself is an OD green, and Winchester is an OD green. So having the OD green scabbard and OD green shotgun card would be awesome. The scabbard does use Molly. It's got a sling on it. So I could throw this over my back if I wanted to, or if I eventually get a rucksack for camping purposes, attach it to that. It is what it is. Let me know what you guys think down below, and we'll try to get more content here on the Freedom Couch. And with that, well, stay safe, stay armed, and God bless everybody. Bye.